Hey, gang. Hey, I wanted to talk about this real quick. I just watched Ben Jordan, who's an amazing, talented YouTuber. He put out a video, I'm done, I'm not making gear videos. And I can relate to him because gear videos are toxic. Yes, Ben Jordan, gear videos are toxic. First of all, I think they influence people like myself and you to buy stuff that is unnecessary. Now, of course, manufacturers are going to come out with new stuff, and some of that might be cool. But maybe what you have already is fine. That's what I've learned for myself, and I'm sure you've learned that as well. But the constant hype of new features and sending it out to dozens of YouTube famous demoers, which I also find somewhat curious. I mean, I've been a professional musician for over 30 years, making a living in the music business. I love gear. I love pedals. I like to experiment with them. Henry Kaiser and I were talking about some new pedals that we got that we bought yesterday, and we didn't talk to each other beforehand, but we both bought the same 3 pedals. So he's like, oh, so what do you think? But the thing is, it's like we can afford to do that. And we have the free time when we're not making music ourselves to do that. But if you're taking your hard-earned money and following the same demoers all the time, and they're hyping things, and they're getting gear for free, make no mistake, they're getting gear for free. And in many circumstances, they're getting gear for free and they're being paid. And I know some of them are being paid very handsomely. I'm shocked by what some of them get, but okay, maybe they deserve it. But it's all to suck your money out of your pocket. I mean, do you really need the latest, craziest delay with one more feature or whatever? I mean, I've never been paid to demo anything. I don't think we're experts at it. My buddy Gary and I, my bandmate Gary, we love pedals, and when we get something cool and new, we're gonna demo it. We're gonna do some new Dumble pedals in the next day or so whenever he gets over here, because he's just curious. I bought them, but he's curious. He's smarter than me. He didn't buy them, and I'm not saying to buy them. It's basically just to give you a real world perspective on, I paid for this, here's what they sound like. We stopped talking in videos because I'm not here to show you every feature. I want to show you what it sounds like in practice. And he's curious of that too, and maybe you should be. But it's toxic, especially in the Dumble world. Like, oh my God, Henry warned me, if you're gonna do Dumble pedals, people are gonna come out and start screaming because they're a Stevie Ray aficionado or they're a Robin Ford, and you're not showing their sound. And the fact of the matter is, every Dumble pedal should be different because every Dumble amp was different, right? Dumble tuned them to the customer. So everyone was different from the one before. But yep, he was right. People came out of the woodwork, attacking me, calling me names. I mean, I can really appreciate what Ben Jordan is saying. Now, is it going to stop? No, people are going to keep doing this. And I'm not saying, look, I have some great friends who are manufacturers, and I have some great relationships with them. But, at some point, the hype surpasses the product, and you're kind of like, what are we doing here? Like there was a product that came out for Black Friday. I'm not going to mention the manufacturer because I actually like the guy. Some people don't. I have never had an issue with them. And I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool. Let me check it out. And I was listening to it and I was like, you know what? I said, that's cool. But the product that came out 7 years or 8 years ago that I tried, I think that's better. So I'm going to go to that video and compare them. And, and then I went to some forums and read, and don't get me started on forums. They can be even more toxic than YouTube. But, then I was like, yeah, right. So this new thing is cool and it's certainly cheap, but there's a better version of it out there. And I already own it. I already own it, you know? So that's all I wanted to say is just value what you have and use what you have to its greatest extent. Meaning, maybe there's features in that product you own already that you haven't explored, or maybe you can understand them better, or maybe you can use it in a wider, deeper fashion somehow. You know, go attack that manual again and see if there's something you're missing or something you could understand better, and make the best of what you have. If I show you something, it's because I bought it and I'm curious. And if it satisfies your curiosity to see a video that we make, groovy, that's why I've tried in the last year or so to just offer advice on the music business from my 30 plus years of experience, and hopefully that can translate for you in some positive way. But gear reviews on the internet, gear forums on the internet are toxic, especially where people can be anonymous and just, you know, I mean, yeah, okay, hide behind your phony name, but you're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself. And the rest of us, including them maybe, are spending money unnecessarily. So, you know, if we show you anything in the future, and we will be showing you 2 new Dumble pedals pretty soon. There's a new delay by Source Audio that I love because it's got analog drive-through. It's the Nemesis ADT, right? Analog drive-through. I mean, we've been begging them for years to do this, and they finally have, and it's fantastic. And they added some new algorithms with it, and there's some new features. And I love their Neuro app anyway, man. Like, I'm telling you that I use it for my acoustic guitar with their compressor, with the Atlas compressor, and all their other products. I am deep into that app, designing my own presets. I love that kind of stuff. So we'll be showing you that too. But let's try to keep the internet, the Gearverse, the Gear universe, the Gearverse, a little more pleasant and productive and less toxic. And thank you, Ben Jordan, for pointing this out, because it isn't helping anybody. It's certainly not moving music further. Thank you all for being here.